Breaking free from chains and embracing freedom. Xiefeng. June 27, 2010. The purpose of self-improvement and cultivation is to escape the sea of suffering and reach the other shore, to break free from the constraints of the kingdom of necessity and arrive at the kingdom of freedom. More specifically, it is to transcend the mortal world and ascend to heaven. Does heaven truly exist? From a theoretical perspective, heaven appears elusive, intangible, mysterious, and almost dreamlike, something that seems both real and unreal, difficult to believe in, and akin to an illusion of the mind. However, for those living in the second home established by Lifechanyuan, the existence of heaven becomes an undeniable reality. People can indeed live in heaven. We have experienced it firsthand and deeply felt its presence. By gradually approaching heaven, we have come to understand that as long as we follow the roadmap to the kingdom of heaven, we can not only experience heavenly life along the journey but also ultimately reach our destination. The facts speak louder than words. Heaven exists. What is heaven? It is the celestial realm, Buddha's land, the other shore, the kingdom of the greatest creator, higher-level life spaces, the kingdom of freedom, the heavenly kingdom, and so forth. To escape the three realms and transcend the five elements is to break free from the kingdom of necessity and enter the kingdom of freedom, heaven. We now understand that reaching heaven requires overcoming two great mountains. One is the mountain of inevitable programs, and the other is the mountain of the Egypt of the soul. The inevitable programs include marriage, family, ethnicity, nation, religion, political parties, and the existing social order and way of life in human society. To reach heaven, one must transcend these programs. If one cannot, heaven will remain unreachable. The Egypt of the soul refers to traits such as jealousy, comparison, resentment, arrogance, anger, possession, control, hatred, dogma, religious commandments, conflict, greed, laziness, intentionality, and so on. Without clearing these mental impurities, one cannot reach heaven. The three realms are but mind, and all laws are but consciousness. The environment is created by the mind, reality is the projection of consciousness. Ultimately, whether we can break free from the chains, cross the two mountains, and escape the kingdom of necessity to reach heaven is entirely a matter of consciousness. At its core, this is a question of whether one can attain enlightenment. With enlightenment, all obstacles dissolve. Without it, one remains in darkness, unable to see light regardless of effort, and unable to reach heaven no matter how hard they practice. Enlightenment is a profound subject concerning life and life. It relies on spiritual perception, adherence to truth, scientific principles, and logic. It demands deep contemplation, an understanding of 20 parallel worlds and 36-dimensional spaces, and grasping the essence of time and space. Enlightenment requires knowing the origins of the universe, life, and humanity, understanding one's place in the universe, and being clear about the purpose, value, and meaning of life. Enlightenment requires knowing the connotation of life and the scientific principles of reincarnation. Achieving enlightenment through personal knowledge, experience, and wisdom alone is nearly impossible, as life is too short and time and energy are insufficient. Enlightenment requires drawing from the collective wisdom of humanity, especially that of sages, saints, and enlightened beings such as Jesus, Buddha, Laozi, Muhammad, and others, along with the laws discovered by scientists. Only by absorbing and integrating these insights, and pursuing truth with steadfast resolve and a great spiritual aspiration, can one attain enlightenment. The good news is that you no longer need to spend immense time and energy reviewing and mastering these sources of wisdom individually. I have already done this for you. I have condensed thousands of years of human wisdom into the teachings of Lifechanyuan. In some cases, centuries of exploration are summarized in just a few sentences, saving you significant time and effort. By following the roadmap of the guide, your aspirations can be realized, and your ideals achieved. This is the work of cosmic providence and a blessing from the greatest creator. You may have doubts about the Lifechanyuan values. This is natural and understandable, as any theoretical system is hard to believe in without practical validation. The reality is that Lifechanyuan not only has a systematic theoretical framework but has also subjected it to rigorous practical tests. Thus far, these tests have demonstrated that Lifechanyuan's values are correct, realistic, and practicable. With a solid theoretical foundation and the validation of practice, what is there to doubt? If one still hesitates despite the rationality of both theory and practice, they are akin to ignorant, unchangeable deadwood, beyond help, destined to drift and reincarnate endlessly within the programs of the kingdom of necessity. Does this mean that Lifechanyuan's theory and practice are absolutely perfect and the only correct path? Not necessarily. It can only be said that, given the current state of humanity, the values and practices of Lifechanyuan are relatively comprehensive and rational. To strive for perfection, we must continue refining our theoretical understanding and validating it through ongoing practice. It is essential to maintain an open mind, embrace new ideas, perspectives, and methods, and remain vigilant against turning Lifechanyuan into a new form of religion or allowing it to devolve into ideological authoritarianism or dictatorship. The roadmap to the kingdom of heaven is clear, and step-by-step practice has proven it to be a pathway to the kingdom of freedom. I hope everyone perseveres in overcoming the two mountains that stand in the way of reaching heaven, breaking free from inevitable programs and escaping the Egypt of the soul. Break free from the chains and embrace freedom.